Hi again. So today I just wanted to show you some development that are happening on OpenAI side for fine tuning. Looks like they have given a graphical user interface now for fine tuning. So let's go ahead and see how it is. So we know from a process perspective that we would be needing a file in a given particular format that needs to be uploaded. The file is first then processed, some validations are done on OpenAI side, and then once these files are available, we can use it for fine tuning. So we are on a fine tuning page basically here, and you can see that I do not have any uh, model, and then you can see I can either have files that are listed, or I can have uh, models, fine-tuned models that are listed. So first we will upload the files, and then we will use those files for fine tuning. First, I want to show you the files. It's again going to be in exact same format that we have used earlier, that were uploaded programmatically. Okay, we go in data, and let's say JSON-L file. So it's going to be messages. We are going to have role as a system, then its content, role as an user, its content, and then role as an assistant, its content. And each line is going to be one JSON message, and then the total number of messages are 1000. So this particular file is JSON-L, and we're going to upload it. So we have two files basically. One is your training file, and one is your validation file. So let's go ahead and upload it through UI. Let's go and click on files. We do not have any file here. So let's upload a file now. Oh, okay. Then I just click on upload a file, then Python, and then this is going to be our training file. Okay. Let me call it as fine tune. Okay. Philosophy underscores stack exchange underscore training, or I think the name would be too long, but let's see how it is. Okay, that's gonna be my, or I don't even have to have JSON, I believe so. Oh, I need to have JSON ls extension. Okay, yeah, and in the meantime also we will upload our validation file. Okay, done. So with my historical knowledge, I know it takes almost a minute to process, to validate the files, and when we run the fine tuning, that normally takes 30 to 40 minutes for 1000 rows. So let's keep continuing. Uh, Meanwhile, we can talk about the graphical user interface. In my opinion, uh, they just want to democratize the whole fine tuning process. They just want any normal business non-tech user uh, to come and be able to fine tune a given GPT 3.5, or over the period of time GPT-4 model, to be fine tuned for a given purpose, maybe summarization, for question answers, for thousands and thousands of different use cases, and be able to use the newly trained model in their either programming language or even in graphical user interface. So instead of chat GPT, there would be chat dot custom model dot openai.com. I don't know. Uh, it looks like that's going to be their future plans, the way they're progressing. Okay, we can already see that the validation file is ready because the size was quite less. It had 100 rows, and training file had around 1000 rows. So even if you see, the size is around 2 MB. Yeah, yeah, 2 MB. And here the file was 325K. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll note the file IDs. These are the IDs that will be used while training or while giving an information for training the model. So I'll just open a new tab. Okay. Then I'll say create new. Training is still processing, but meanwhile, I'll try to keep it ready. Okay, so we are on a tab where we can choose a base model to be trained. We fortunately still have older model, Babbage 002 and DaVinci 002, but I think it's almost a standard that people are using GPT-3 and above, and this is a turbo model, so let's go with this one. We say we're going to use the training data, uh, add a JSON-L file to use for training. We have already used one. We know from this one, this is our file ID that we will be using. And we're gonna also use a validation file. We already know what file we will be using. So let's go ahead and pick up the file ID. Okay, let's see if I can already proceed with fine tuning before the processing of file has happened. And I think that should be okay because we already have a file ID. So let's go ahead and create, and it should give me some details back, like the status, validating or in progress or completed. It should give me a job ID. It should give me the details of my base model, what files I'm using, and of course the steps and its statuses. Over the period of time, we will also be able to see the number of epochs or the number of steps over the period of time. Okay, here it has picked epochs as auto because I think we have not given that parameter, or we did not had a possibility to give that parameter. Okay, yeah, that is all for now. We know for a fact that it's going to take 30 to 40 minutes. I'll pause now and then we come back after 40 minutes once it's completed. Thank you. Okay, here we are. So the tuning job is completed. You can already see that I had some failures. So maybe a word more on the failures. When I tried first, it failed for a reason, saying that creating a fine-tuning job would exceed your hard limit. Please check your plan and billing details. So basically, I had $10 in my billing account as my balance. So I'll just try to show you manage account billing. So the credit balance was $10. So I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be more. I added another $10 to it. It was 20-ish dollars, and then I reran again. I know roughly the cost would be somewhere around $15 or so, but it failed again, saying that with exactly the same reasons. And it's good that they're looking into it. So again, it was about the limit that I have set. So just to give you an idea here, uh, there are usage limit that you can have. So for example, there is a soft limit. Most likely that's when they're going to trigger a mail saying that, hey, you have reached your soft limit, either stop the job or uh, add some more money. And then there is a hard limit where um, if the costs are going more than that one, requests will be rejected, and that's exactly what it has done. So great job, OpenAI. I think considering the cost by not knowing where the costs are being occurred is quite good. Thank you for that. Or I just wanted to show you usage. So again, uh, quite a nice way to show it to you. uh, Embeddings I have done in less than 1 cents, what they call it as in US. GPT 3.5 usage is less than 1 cent, and then of course fine tuning model was around $13. Yeah, so I fixed that particular issue and executed it again, and then it worked. So if you see validation loss, training loss, we went from 3.3 to somewhere around 2.5. So yeah, I think in our example, this is not the best graph that you could have achieved. Here, the idea was to show you the process, the new UI, rather than the true results. Most important is that we have got a model ID now, which we can use it in our usage. So let's go back, or maybe one more thing that I just want to tell you. Yeah, we have seen already the cost that it incurs. So these many tokens were used. For example, what is it? Calculator. Yeah, divided by 1000 into 0.008. I think that's how much they charge you every 1,000 tokens. Yeah, that's exactly what the cost was. Uh, the thing is, one more thing you can see for yourself is it charged me for 3 epochs. If you had been doing it through program, you can control the number of epochs and some more parameters. So not bad. I mean, if it was the huge data, uh, the minimum requirement was like, okay, let's train it for auto number of epochs. Not a bad idea to train on 1000 rows, I believe. So let's see how we can use the trained tuned model. As I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys already know it. How we're going to use it? We are going to use this as our model name. Yeah, use the fine-tuned model. Yeah, this one. I'm going to use exactly the same prompt, same question for base model and my fine-tuned model, and see the difference. So this is output of an base model, GPT Turbo. What's the problem? Oh, the server is overloaded and not ready yet. Okay, let me try it one more time. Okay, and here is going to be my fine-tuned model. I captured the outputs of both in a string, and I just want to put it on side by side. That's why I'm putting them as a columns of the data frames, and then I'm going to print the first row basically. So here we are. I mean, this is how you train. This is how you use it uh, in your programming knowledge. I hope you got your concepts clear. If there are any questions, queries, concerns, there are better people out there who can answer it, but I would not mind to address your questions. Yeah, let's see the outputs and then we can close this tutorial. Thank you guys. Yeah, here we are, and you can see it has created an output. I mean, good or bad, we can think of it later. In this particular scenario, maybe fine tuning is not the best results you can get because your inputs are curated, your outputs are curated, and you want it in a specific format. So there is another technique that is quite popular in this particular use case. It's called as RAG, retrieval augmentation generation, or retrieval augmented generation, where you have examples, you retrieve them for a given question from your own database or own repository, and then you pass them as a examples to LLMs, uh, and then you get the response back. Maybe I'll create another video showcasing that particular um, technique. So that is all for now. Thank you guys. Have a great day.